With the New Orleans Pelicans season in only 2 weeks, it had me thinking which players can take that big leap this season and improve their game and help the New Orleans Pelicans get into that playoff spot. So before I get into that, I want to give some shout outs. So shout out to you, Melanin God 504. Special shout out to you, First and 10. And shout out to you, Milt Thomas. If you want a shout out in the next video, just make sure you leave a like on the video and comment for a chance at a shout out in the next video. So the first player I think will make the big jump next year is going to be Jackson Hayes. Now Jackson Hayes is actually one of my favorite players on the New Orleans Pelicans. I like his athleticism. I love how he plays the game. It's so raw. He just plays with just straight talent. He has no skill as far as shooting the ball, as far as backing up, shooting at the three, crossing somebody over. He doesn't have any of that. He just has straight athleticism, run to the goal, jump and block shots, hustle. And I think that's the reason he does need to improve his game this season. He only averaged 7 points and 4 rebounds coming off the bench behind Derek Favors. But Derek Favors was in and out of the lineup a lot last year due to injury. But him being that second man now that Jahlil Okafor is going for sure, him being that second guy there behind Steven Adams, I think he will really take a big leap with the New Orleans Pelicans. Number one, he will take a leap in the defensive end, learning how to defend without fouling. I think that's something he can learn from Steven Adams. Learning how to be strong in the post is also something else he can learn from Steven Adams. So that way I think he's going to really take a big leap. Also on the scoring end. Now I caught Jackson Hayes in the gym working out. He was actually taking mid-range shots. He was taking shots beyond the arc. He was actually getting some dribble skills in. So if he does improve that and put that in his arsenal for the next upcoming season, I think it'll really be helpful for the New Orleans Pelicans, seeing him come off the bench and being one of those go-to guys that can dribble, drive to the paint, shoot the mid-range. His athleticism already has him dunking over guys. He almost dunked on AD last year. He dunked on Check Diallo. He dunked on so many guys last year. And guys are starting to notice him as a guy to get out of the way when you see him driving to the basket. He's definitely a showtime guy. Like when you see Jackson Hayes on the floor, something magnificent is going to happen. So I really think Jackson Hayes will take a leap next year with his...
But he got hit. You could see it. We were in perfect line there. Jackson Hayes with some action. Now look, if you have not seen this young guy play.
The next guy I think is going to take a big leap in his game next year. It's going to be Lonzo Ball. Now we've been hearing ever since he stepped into the league, everyone has been waiting on Lonzo Ball to have that breakout season. Lonzo really never had the chance to do that yet. In his first season, he only played about 30 games. His next season after that, he only played about 40 games. And then his season with the New Orleans Pelicans was the most games he ever played. He played about 63 games with the New Orleans Pelicans. So people are still waiting for Lonzo Ball to break out and have that season that solidifies him as one of the best point guards in the league. People know his passing is there. You know his defense is there. You know his body is there as far as size, being up there at the guard position. He can defend. He can play both sides of the ball. But one thing Lonzo Ball has to learn how to do, and I'm sure everyone can agree with me here, is finish at the rim. That's one thing Lonzo Ball needs to learn how to do. Lonzo Ball struggled with finishing at the rim. He can get to the goal really easy though. Anybody he has one-on-one, he can beat him driving to the goal. But when he gets to that open layup, he's not finishing. He's missing those wide open layups. Also, his three-point percentage can go up a little bit more. His three-point percentage, while people always want to shame it, it was better than James Harden's last year. So think about that. James Harden had about 35%. Lonzo Ball had 36%. So slightly better than James Harden. And fun fact there, Lonzo Ball actually made more threes than Devin Booker last year. So a lot of people like to try to shame Lonzo Ball because he hasn't had that breakout season yet. And now they're even talking about his brother LaMelo Ball is going to have a much better season than him. I think Lonzo Ball is going to hold his own. We also know Lonzo Ball is going for most improved player.
What's your goal going into next year?
Definitely trying to get most improved. Shout out to my man B.I. He got it last year. I'm in the gym with him all the time. So I know the work it takes. I know, what I got to do to make that happen. So that'll be the main goal for me. personally.
Seeing that his brother B.I. got most improved last season, now Lonzo Ball wants to go for the same stint. I think he's very well capable of doing so. We know the mix of him and Zion Williamson is good. Lonzo Ball want to improve his game as much as possible so he can get that big bag that he talks about that he wants. And you know Clutch Sports is going to try to negotiate a big bag, but we have David Griffin. David Griffin ain't giving no bag to no players that don't deserve it. So Lonzo Ball is really going to take a step up in his game, not only because he wants to. This is a contract year. You have to. you know, there's really no way around that, man. Lonzo Ball wants to get paid. We see Lonzo Ball doing his own CEO thing, which we'll get into in another video with Apollo Zoe or Born to Ball, as that's Lonzo Ball's new company separate from Big Baller Brand. But Lonzo Ball, I know you're doing good with your music. I know you're doing good with your own company, but we need you to translate that to the court. And let me know if this is an issue for you guys. I do not like when Lonzo Ball and De'Aaron Fox get on the court together and Fox outplays Lonzo Ball. Fox is one of those guys who always trash talks Lonzo Ball. Every time you get a chance to, his dad trash talks Lonzo Ball, and he trash talks Lonzo Ball. So when they get on the court together, I need Lonzo Ball to step up and outplay Fox from here on out. You got to go at him. You got to go at every player how they go at you. But my main thing with Lonzo Ball, finish at the rim and also increase your scoring. You know, I think he can do it, and I think that's what's going to put him in position to be one of the best point guards in the league right now. The only thing that's missing from Lonzo Ball's game is scoring. He has the assist numbers. He has the rebounding. Let's try to improve that scoring to about 18 points per game. I think that'll be decent enough to have a guy that's going 18, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. That's a really good season for Lonzo Ball being point guard with other guys on your team like Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram. So Lonzo Ball, I'm looking forward to this season for Lonzo, man. So I think he really can improve with the New Orleans Pelicans. Let's see how he do.
Zion, is that Lonzo Ball is so good at getting him the ball.
I love playing with Zoe. You know, we have a great friendship going in off the court, and you know, he just has a high IQ for the game.
Zion, say it with your chest. Lonzo for Zion. They're in sync, aren't they?
So it looks good, but I mean, I really just aim for the corner of the backboard.
How about the pass from Lonzo Ball?
He just throws it. Like, all right, try to go get it.
Lonzo Ball, half-court lob to Zion.
If he would have been healthy this whole season, we would have been talking about Zion Williamson in the All-Star game.
Lonzo Ball, shout to him for improving his game. He's making the 3 this year.
All right, the next guy may come to a surprise to you. I think Zion Williamson will have a big leap in his game next year. I know you have guys that are looking like Zion Williamson. Zion Williamson averaged 22 points and 6 rebounds on 24 games. Zion Williamson only played 24 games, and that's my point. Like, he can increase himself and have a leap next year by getting close to a full season done. Try to get over 60 games played with Zion Williamson. Injuries, you don't want that to be an issue in your career. That lowers your stock a lot when you have injury after injury after injury. You start to erase in people's mind. And with so much hype and so many people expecting so much from Zion Williamson, they even asking this guy to carry the torch of the NBA for the next few years. And you can't carry the torch of the NBA if you cannot stay healthy. So Zion Williamson definitely has to turn 24 games played to 60 games played. And I think if he do that, he is well on his way to being an all-star. Another way he can bring a leap into his game, and let me know in the comments if you agree, is if he increases defense. Didn't have as many blocks as I thought he would have. He had some really good highlighted blocks that happened last year, but he needed a little bit more. His defense was lacking in the bubble, like Lonzo Ball's play. But Zion Williamson really got exposed on the defensive end. I think Steven Adams, Eric Bledsoe, Van Gundy going to take Zion Williamson to the school of defense and help him increase his defense. Not really much to say on Zion Williamson. That's all he really needs to increase is his defense and his games played. You know, we really need to see him have more experience on the court. That way he can gel with our guys a lot better, and we can see better chemistry with this team. Because I think if he would have played more games last year, the New Orleans Pelicans could have easily won at least 10 to 12 more games. And I think if Zion Williamson can do that and get on the court a little more, it'll really help the Pelicans make that playoff push. And not just any push. I'm talking about top 5 seed push in the West. If Zion can get in about 60 games with the New Orleans Pelicans and these guys stay healthy, I'm thinking the Pelicans can make a top 5 seed in the West. No cap. And the last guy I think will have a big leap in their game next year is my guy, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Now, a lot of people are sleeping on Nickeil Alexander-Walker. This kid is another one of my favorite players on the team. And I think he's going to have a big leap in his game next year because Darius Miller is gone. E'Twaun Moore is gone. Frank Jackson is gone. Which means those 6 to 7 man minutes can go to Nickeil Alexander-Walker at the guard spot. I know we picked up Kira Lewis, but Nickeil Alexander-Walker is my guy. Whether you put him at the 2 or the 1, that's my guy. I want him in the game. I want him off the bench. I want to see him have a leap in his game next year. He only averaged 5 points, 1 assist, 1 rebound last year. He definitely has room for improvement. Now, he had some highlight games last year. He had the game against Miami where he dropped 27 points. And I think Nickeil Alexander-Walker really has that in his arsenal, scoring. If you watch him on the highlights that I post here, he was going to work on these guys in the gym, just really all out balling against these guys. And I think he's really going to be able to do that for the New Orleans Pelicans if he gets that time, man. He's a scorer. To me, he's like a little bitty Lou Williams. If you give Nickeil Alexander-Walker time, he's going to grow. Don't try to judge Nickeil Alexander-Walker off of one season with him coming off the bench. Like, he has a lot more room for improvement. I think he was almost MVP for Summer League when he did get that time needed. So definitely, he's one of these guys that can help this team win and help the New Orleans Pelicans win for a long time. Like Zion Williamson, like J.J. Redick, Nickeil Alexander-Walker also needs help in the defensive end. I think him being consistent is what we need to see from Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and we need to see him more consistent on offense and more consistent on defense. But all around his game, I really love Nickeil Alexander-Walker's game. The way he plays the game, I like it. And I think Kira Lewis coming in will bring that competitive spirit between them two to go at it and make each other better. You know, iron sharpen iron. So I'm not really afraid for Nickeil Alexander-Walker losing minutes. I just want to see him play with more consistency next season. And I'm glad that guys like E'Twaun Moore, Frank Jackson, and Darius Miller is gone, because now you look straight at Nickeil and you say, hey man, are you ready to carry the torch? If we get rid of J.J. Redick, can you play the 2? Can you, Josh Hart, and Kira Lewis step up off the bench and keep us consistent? Enough about what I think. Man, what do you guys think in the comments? Let me know in the comments, who do you think will have the big leap next year? Do you think it'll be Lonzo Ball? Do you think it'll be Jackson Hayes? Do you think Zion Williamson will increase his defense? But if you think it's somebody else, let me know who you think, which Pelicans player will have the big leap next season. Let me know in the comments below. But that'll be it for this one. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. It's been a journey on this channel, coming up with all this content and doing this with you guys, supporting me and coming back to the channel. It's been great. I'm ready to see what this Pelicans team can do. I'm really excited about it, man. I like this roster. I think we could use a little bit more spacing, like Kyle Korver's still out there, but we'll get into that in another video. And whatever's good for your soul, do that, man. Be blessed. Catch you in the next video.